I heard you say, meet you in the long grass, something good at long last, and we're away next to
Sagittarius 2016 offers much hope, optimism and all the things you love, but also some challenges and a little bit of a dip into the past. We kick off on January the 7th with Jupiter, very importantly, going retrograde, going backwards in your position of career. This may make you a little bit kind of nervous about what 2016 holds for you career-wise, but what it's saying is you have to go backwards and see and examine how you expanded in the past, what things you did in your life and what was going on in your life when things were really good career-wise, and how you feel about your career now. Perhaps you have to think about how you've ended up where you've ended up and go backwards to go forwards in some way. On February the 3rd, the Sun is sextile Saturn in your sign. So that's very, very positive. You're able to recommit to things when you have felt very restricted, but now there's a lot more optimism, I believe, for you this year. I'm actually going to give you some of the key points of this year and whiz through them to give you the general flavour. Obviously, for a more in-depth look, you know, month to month, check my weekly and monthly videos, which have got, you know, a ton of detail. Also, you can go onto my website, horoscope.co.uk, to check the written of this 2016, in case I skip over any of the dates. Now, February for you holds the opportunity to communicate in a new way, to do with love and relationships, but also to communicate in a way that is kind of less struggle. You're not fighting things so much. You're able to work out and use some restrictions to your advantage, or some responsibilities that perhaps you were struggling with suddenly feel much easier. On March the 5th, you are energized, thank goodness, because Mars is entering your sign and you feel as if, you know, all systems are go. You've suddenly got all that energy that you were lacking and you feel much more open to experience what's going on. Be careful that you're not too rash or impulsive around that time, but certainly your energy will be back full on. On the 14th, there is a Mutable Grand Cross and Saturn is squaring Mercury. And it's all sorts of things going on in there which may create a bit of emotional confusion. Perhaps you've been ignoring some of your emotions or some of your doubts and fears, and this Mutable Grand Cross is bringing it to the surface. But it's only doing that so that you can transform it, change it, and unlock the door of any cage that you've been put into. On the 25th, Saturn then goes retrograde. There's a lot of being dragged backwards, certainly in the first 6 months of this year, and you're going back to see what responsibilities you have committed to and whether those suit you now or whether there's some changes that you need to make when it comes to commitment. On April the 7th, there's a new super moon, and it's in a very, very jolly place indeed, and you're feeling emotionally light, happy, there's some excitement in the air, possibly a meeting of a soulmate or people around you that you really, really gel with. And on the 12th, Venus is in that jolly place, trining Mars in the 1st. Passion is in the air. I would say that's one of the most passionate days of the year, the 12th of April. Now on the 13th, something extraordinary is happening in the sky, if you count Vesta, and we have a Star of David. It's an amazing thing that stretches and opens our consciousness and puts us really into a new space. It's almost as if we're in the same world, but it's subtly changed because we've gone on to the next vibration. And for you, actually, you're thinking a lot about your security, your career. You're thinking about, well, you may not be thinking about it, but that's where this change is coming. Maybe things will get easier. Suddenly you have a bit more magic when it comes to being able to create your career. And there's also a mystic rectangle on that day that's making you think about your finances and your sense of security. But it's a very positive thing, and it could hold the answer to any kind of mystery on what's been holding you back when it comes to finances. On the 17th, annoyingly, Mars is going retrograde. All of us are going back one way or the other, and for you, you may feel as if your energy is dampened down, or there are certain things from the past coming back up to haunt you. On the 18th, Venus is trine Saturn, and you're feeling you should be feeling quite optimistic about relationships. There could even be a marriage proposal or a commitment mid-year for you. We have Jupiter going direct, thank goodness, on May the 10th. So for all that time, you've been kind of, you know, wonderful things have happened, but you haven't felt quite yourself. And when it goes direct again, that's when the career changes could happen. And there's a lot of very positive stuff here for your career and for your love life, actually. We have a full moon on the 21st of May in your sign. Look out for synchronicity, insight, and a great vision that will lead you forward on that day. We also have on the 30th of May a Mutable Grand Cross that's making you look at both sides of your commitments to do with relationships and to do with career. And if you're pushed or pulled, how to find a way through that. On June the 4th, there's a new moon in your position of relationships. So something exciting could come about around then. If you're looking for a relationship, it's a great day to put it out there. And on the 20th of July, we have a full moon in your sign, which is very exciting. On August the 3rd, Mars re-enters your sign and Saturn turns direct on August the 13th. Again, a lifting of any of that energy that's made you feel that you're pulled backwards. Now on the September the 9th, big news is Jupiter enters your position of connection, collaboration, and social stuff. Suddenly you should get support, you should get help, you find the right people around you, you're mixing with the right crowd. If you want to put a message out there into the world, it flows freely around, you know, from that point onwards, and that's an ongoing energy. On the 26th of September, that was September the 9th, the 26th of September, the Sun and Jupiter are conjunct, so that gives you great confidence. It's a great time to address a crowd, to deal with a group in some way. On October the 18th, Venus, the planet of love, is in your sign. Oh yeah, baby. You have a little bit of extra love magic around you on that day, and you are shimmying along. And even people love you anyway. It's not just about sexual or romantic attraction. People are very drawn to you. The Sun enters your sign on November the 22nd, and Mercury is conjunct Saturn on the 23rd in your sign. So commitment is still a very big theme of the year, and you may be making a very big commitment late November. On the 23rd, Mercury is conjunct Saturn and it's sextiling Jupiter. That is the day to pull everything together. And there's a new moon on the 29th in your sign, which is like the beginning of a brand new chapter in your life and a shedding of the past. We also have the Sun and Saturn conjunct in your sign, sextiling Jupiter on December the 10th. So there's some very, very lucky days for you towards the end of the year. And on the 18th, it's very, very powerful as we have a double fire trine. And for you, it's about finding your confidence and your joy. And that because of Uranus, there may be some unexpected pleasure or opportunity coming to you, which could involve expansion in some way. But also, again, relationships are featured. The pentagram on the 18th also is actually making you feel much more comfortable with some of the heavy lessons that Saturn has taught you. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed your brief glimpse of the year. Do go to horoscope.co.uk if you want all the detailed writing on that. Take care, have a fabulous year, and I'll speak to you soon. If you like this, please come to my website where there's thousands of articles from psychic to soulmate and lots of free tarot readings, www.micheleknight.com. And for all the written astrology of this month, week, or even day, go to horoscope.co.uk. Take care.